I understand what you mean. And I feel that too. That embarrassment of this is not what my country represents. These things happening that I'm watching do not reflect my values and who I thought we were. So I understand that. I think that's what you mean. But I also want to bring something else up because it reminded me from my former life when I held a tremendous amount of shame for someone else. And it was that other person's inadequacies, fears, unresolved trauma that they had dumped onto me. And because I didn't know any better and I lacked the emotional intelligence to understand how I was manipulated into taking responsibility for someone else's crap, I was the one feeling all the shame and the remorse and the humiliation. And when they told me that I had to stop listening to my favorite music because it was stupid, I listened, and that felt wrong. But I wanted to please them because I thought that was the dynamic we were in. And so much of the people in power in my country right now remind me of who controlled my former life. And the two overlap in the realm of oppression and of abuse. Because the person who is oppressing the other fails to take accountability for their own meekness, their own flaws, their own mistakes, their own wrongdoings. So rather than saying, oh, I'm sorry, let me learn how to do better and then do better, they have to double down on making you feel worse and you feel smaller so that they can continue to feel better. And because they keep sinking lower and lower into this pit of filth, they drag you down and you find yourself there too. And so I want to remind you that I think that there's a way that we can still be resolved and proud Americans while also being repulsed and disgusted by the obscene and ludicrous behavior happening by the White House and the federal government right now. Both can be true at the same time. And I think what we need to be doing is reaching out to fellow citizens around the world and not necessarily like begging for their forgiveness, but letting them know that we are still here as Americans. I know I still value democracy. I value the ideals that we have striven to as Americans. I know that there are still good things here in this country. And I know that there are other people who agree with me that those good things are worth salvaging and saving and encouraging to grow. Because we are a melting pot of very diverse people. We have trans people and black people and brown people and gay people and straight people and queer people and non-binary people and pan people and asexual people. And we have people who are better abled and people who are otherwise abled. And we have tall people and short people and people with curly hair and straight hair and no hair at all and everything else in between. And right now we are all just at the ends of these puppet strings of this crazy circus leader who has the marionette thing. And I'm so excited to watch us cut the strings. I don't want us to lose our grounding though. I don't want us to lose our roots. We can still be Americans and also condemn the abhorrent behavior of the person in power. We do not have to take responsibility for someone else's error. And we do not have to feel the shame of someone else's error. We can be accountable as Americans that, yep, we understand that our neighbors did this. And yeah, no, we don't like it either. But we don't have to be shameful for someone else's abuse and someone else's crap. So I think that there is still a way to feel resolve in being American, because that's the hope we're clinging to, that it still matters.